Hi everyone, and welcome back to another update on my VKEngine project. This episode is going to be all about some foundational things I've added to my engine this week, including debugging functionality, ImGui integration with some demonstration of toggling dynamic pipeline states, and robust support for swap chain/window resizing. So here's the current state of the engine. As you can see, I've integrated ImGui, and I've enabled toggles for various aspects of the dynamic pipeline state. So we can update the clear color, for instance, to make it a bit more visually interesting. And I can toggle the depth test, which breaks the 3D rendering, so we should leave that one enabled. We can also switch to a wireframe view, which actually doesn't require a separate pipeline now with the latest extensions to dynamic state. I can also enable backface culling, which is an optimization you would generally want to use, but it breaks the rendering of this model. So if I just don't cull anything, we get a nice coherent 360-degree view. And I'll also demonstrate the swap chain resizing. So if I just grab the window and resize it, you can see that when I let go, the application resolves just fine, and it continues to run with no issues. And if I just bring up the console, you can see when I adjusted the window size, the swap chain recreation was executed, and all of the necessary resources were recreated successfully without any validation errors. I'm also running the extended validation, which you can enable by simply running this Vulkan configurator app and toggling all of the validation as I've done here. And this will just hook into your application at runtime and detect any problems. Here's a frame I've captured using NVIDIA Insight Graphics. And you can see over here on the event log, I've added a debug label around the command buffer, so we can just see all of the commands that were enqueued in one place. And when I add more render passes in the future, it'll be easy to group up the information by colors and labels, just to make it easier to pass all of the information. And likewise, you can see in the objects list, most of these have human readable names now for all of my resources, like the image swap chain 0, for instance, rather than image 65. And the ones that don't are mostly ImGui resources. And if you want to change those, you'd have to edit the ImGui source code itself. So if we just check the resources we use for this frame, for instance, to generate this image, we can see it's my resources, so the depth image, the MSA image, texture image, and swap chain image, and then the index buffer and vertex buffer, and a couple of uniform buffers. And these are ImGui resources to draw the UI on top. So both the labels and the object debug names are very useful to just kind of make your debugging experience easier. As always, thank you for watching. You can find the source code located below, as well as some resources for learning computer graphics on my personal website here. Feel free to subscribe if you want to follow along with the development of this project, since I will be posting more videos in the future. Thanks.